Apologies for that technical error, as you haven't been able to hear me for the past 10 minutes. But if you're catching us just live, still scoreless with 16:35 and counting to go in period number 1. This is Miami's final matchup of the semester. Meanwhile, Katie McKendree tries to take it on the attack, got past her stick. And gloving that for her first action of the game, McKenna Collins. So again, apologies for the delay in audio. Important thing that I had mentioned, McKendree, probably Miami's toughest opponent yet. They played once earlier this season. Miami lost that one 5-1. McKendree currently ranked 3rd in the nation. They've been comfortably in that spot for a few weeks now, compared to Miami being ranked 8th. Jumping up from 9th in the previous rankings are the Redhawks as Smith tries to get it back going on the attack. Puck is out in front for Smith, and she sent it off the side of the net. Schwarzer trying to get possession. McKendree holds onto it and breaks it out. Up the other way, Gorgievska sharp. She's in. Trying to get a shot away. Good block there by Lonergan as Gorgievska sharp carved her way through the defense up until the very end. Cogswell gets it going for Miami. Crosses the red line, shovels it in backhanded, and they'll go for a change. Gorgievska sharp advances it along at the red line. And Napolitano driven into the wall there as it's sent out in front. Puck is still loose. Backhand's going on net. And Napolitano finally picks it up. Sent in offside, so McKendree has to touch up. Varallo has some time. Sent up to Heinig, who sends it up further for Cronin. Almost a 2-on-1 there for Miami, but Barron gets there in time. Cronin holds it in. Refs say onside. McKendree wanted an off. Sent out to Barron. A one-touch pass attempt was flubbed there. And so Siebert gets it up to Heinig. Fresh from the bench, Lila Sue trying to streak up ahead for a pass, but Painter does a good job at getting it into Miami's zone, fighting for the puck. Another puck battle on the half wall. Shoemaker comes out with it. Out in front, Koski trying to send it to the net, and Gonzalez goes sprawling out and spinning out to get a hold of that one. 14:18 to go in period number 1. We're still scoreless here. Nothing really dangerous on either side. A couple of close chances for McKendree, but Miami's done a good job on the defensive end of intercepting that with sticks and bodies to prevent anything from getting cleanly off. They control off the face-off. Intercepted by Painter at the blue line. Goldmeyer can't get it cleared. Down to Siebert. She can't get it cleared. Koski. Turned it over to Dolan. Dolan backhanded up for Lila Sue. Sue's got some room one-on-one. Sue drags, fires, and that's blocked. Up the other way now. Shoemaker. Puts it into the zone. Cogswell. As McKendree gets some fresh reinforcements. Lonergan has 2 on, so she's forced to go down off the boards to Cogswell. Trying to find a streaking Les Carbeau. Sue tried to follow that up, but Kambitz holds on to it and goes on the attack. She drags, sends it out in front, and gloving that down before a stick could get on it was Maya Gonzalez. Down to 13-19. McKendree trying to chip away. Miami with some good sound defense so far. Quick win by McKendree off the face-off cleanly. DeFoss tried to send it across. Les Carbeau taking it up the zone. Les Carbeau crosses the red, sends it in. Turn back into McKendree hands in their own zone, and they're going to take it up and over. Lonergan intercepts right above her blue line. Sends it right back in. She tries to chase it down. Stymied there by her opposite number in Janiyah Lacqua. Sent out into neutral ice. Lacqua takes it. Lacqua's in. Trying to get around Napolitano. A backhand feed. Backhanded on net and a save by Gonzalez. Good chance there for McKendree. Good backhand there by Lacqua for a waiting Imperato. But Maya Gonzalez standing tall. Schwarzer at the dot. Gets it up to McGurn. But able to hold that line. Charlotte Cloutier. Deflected down by the glove of Smith. And Schwarzer was able to clear the zone. Cloutier controls in her own zone. Sent in the other way. Binning. It's going to loop around the circle and send it up to Essex. A 2-on-1 here for McKendree. Essex, backhanded. Backhand shot, another save by Gonzalez. Larissa Gorgievska-Sharp with the best chance of the game, but once again, the Great Wall of Maya standing tall. Lorelli, a clean face-off win to Cogswell. Sends that down to Lonergan. Another puck battle. Jeffers gets it down for McKendree before Lonergan sends it up looking for Heinig. Got to Lorelli instead. And McKendree still able to keep that in. Gonzalez is going to elect to cover that up. We'll get another face-off. 90 seconds shy of the halfway mark of period one. Still even at zeros. McKendree with the chances so far. Miami biding their time looking for a counter. Good poke there by Mandy Cronin. We might have one here. Cronin up the left wing, trying to send it out for Heinig. Intercepted by Hofer. Or Topher, excuse me. Sent out across for Cronin. She couldn't get a stick on that. That was a good chance for Miami. Speak of the devil with them getting chances. Lonergan trying to send it to the net. It's deflected down by a stick and then knocked away by Topfer. Miami on the counter. Lonergan sends it in and then goes off for a change. Fresh defense. The Twins. Meanwhile, McKendree gets it up to Koski. She curls around, sends it up to Shoemaker, who's forced to retreat with it as she couldn't get that pass cleanly. Koski bodied up by Varallo, but sends it in the Miami zone regardless. Dolan comes out with it, sends it up to Goldmeyer. She has to settle it with her skate. Tried to put it back for Dolan, but it just barely doesn't have enough for icing. Refs waved it off at the 11th hour. Lila Sue trying to get it to the net, battling her way through a couple of sticks. Across from McMahon trying to get a shot on net. Fanned on it. Sent back to the point for Napolitano. Miami's got something going now, but Napolitano fanned on that cross-feed attempt for Varallo. Nearly springing Painter for a breakaway, but fortunately, they were able to throw it right back in. Koski trying to lay it up ahead. Smuck barely touching up in time for McMahon to keep it in the zone. McKendree still trying to find a good way to break it out. Looks like they finally get it. Good pressure there by Miami. Lacqua up ahead for a streaking Imperato. She goes, she fires, and a blocker saved by Maya Gonzalez. Across for Cloutier. She sees a lane, she puts it on. That's blocked by Siebert's skate. Out in front, Lacqua sends it in, another shot on net. They score! Tipped in front. And there's the break McKendree was looking for. May have been tipped off a friendly body. Lilia Brown had the shot. Unsure if she's credited with that goal. Like I said, it looked like it redirected in front to get past Gonzalez. But either way, we have a 1-0 hockey game in favor of McKendree. And they will give it to her. That said, that goal definitely should have been assisted. Janiah Lacqua set that play up. Got it. It's Katie McGurn with Schwarzer trying to go the other way. Another block by the McKendree defense. McGurn trying to fight for it. Sent out the other way. Gorevska Sharp. He's trying to send it across. Good interception there by Smith. Trying to send it for McGurn. Bounced off a body. Now Schwarzer with some room. Firing a shot. Glove save. The rebound is loose. And it goes out to in the corner. Good chance there for Miami by way of Smith and Schwarzer. Smith back to the point. Varallo fires. Doesn't get all the way through. Around the half wall, Smith sends it further. Collects it herself. Battling for the puck. Blocked off by Topfer. Now on the attack, Burnden. Sent back to the line, Haley. Shot on net, pad save, Gonzalez. Topfer on the rebound. Deflected up and into the glove of Gonzalez. 7:37 to go, 1-0 in favor of McKendree. Lilia Brown scoring that goal. Lorelli line back out there for Miami. Lonergan below her net. A streaking Cronin. She's got a breakaway. Mandy Cronin. Oh, and she can't get a handle on the stick. Oh, that was a good chance for Miami. Cronin was in all alone. Puck got past her. She's trying to send it back out in front for Lorelli. But some sticks get in the way there. Some unfortunate puck luck for Miami. As McKendree takes it up the other way. Barron taken away by Lorelli. Chipped up for Lila Sue. Sue's got to go in 1-on-3, but she's got some hands. Dragging. Oh, almost getting through the 3. Lila Sue with an impressive display there. Nearly turning nothing into something there. McKendree up the other way. Kind of on their heels a little bit. A little disorganized. This usually stalwart defense having to work overtime to keep Miami at bay. Napolitano brings it in. The goal scorer, Brown, gets it back into McKendree hands. Bearcats looking to counter, gets out to Varallo instead. She'll turn and throw that right back in. Onto the stick of Brown. To Napolitano. Up the other way, Goldmeyer. Shot on. Sharp angle by Goldmeyer. Easy save made there by Collins. Up the other way, Koski trying to get some room, trying to catch Miami on a line change, but Cogswell and Siebert are back in time to knock that away. Back up the other way. Lacqua has it taken away. Miami trying to get it out. Les Carbone, Smuck digging for it. McKendree gets it, throws it back in the opposite corner. Siebert up to Smuck. Recollected in the neutral zone by McKendree. Defense trying to set it up. Taken away by Cogswell, trying to go the other way. But a bouncing puck gets back into McKendree's reach, and they send it in. Cogswell in the far corner. Gets well out. Hands of Hashka. Left off for Topfer. Drop back initially for Kambitz. And no sticks available to catch that one for the Bearcats, so they're going to have to reset. Miami's going to take this opportunity for a line change. Final 5 minutes of the first period. McGurn and Smith trying to get the puck going the other way. Intercepted and taken back. Thrown back into the Red Hawks zone by McKendree. Schwarzer below her own net. Up for Siebert. Up to McGurn. Finds Smith. Smith chips it in, goes to chase it down. Smith and Toffer come together. Toffer comes out with it. Goes back out to neutral, past the intended target for McKendree. Tossed in opposite side. Loose puck collected by Napolitano and thrown in on net. And Lorelli crashes the net to get an offensive zone draw by forcing Collins to cover the puck. 4 minutes exactly remain on the clock. Still 1-0 McKendree. Off that goal by bad Lilia Brown. Out for Heinig. She's got some room, firing a shot. A good block there by Brown. Again, speak of the devil. Having herself a great game so far. Binning trying to find a shot, and a glove save by Gonzalez. Another good sequence there for Miami, but McKendree's defense is holding strong. They're doing really good. Blocking pucks, blocking passes, blocking shots, not giving Collins a whole lot to worry about. Very responsible defense are these Bearcats, and they're showing it off tonight. Lorelli sent it to Heinig, who advances it out of the zone. Cloutier with it now. Sent in, past Brown. Trying to find a streaking Lorelli. But Barron takes up the other way instead. Barnden. Back. Trying to put one on net there. Was Jeffers, but that goes wide. Cross feed to Jeffers. Again, she couldn't get a handle on it. Miami gets a break there. Haley holds it in at the line. Sent out the other way. Long range stretch feed to Shoemaker. Gets it going again for the Bearcats. Lila Sue sends it out the other way. Shoemaker. Taken away by Lonergan up the other way. Long range shot, easy save by Collins. She chases down her own rebound in the corner. Lonergan stays activated. Lila Sue forced to play back for her. She's telling Sue to go back up as she's retreated now. Lila Sue says, no, thank you. I'm going to try to strip this puck away. And she nearly did. Excuse me. Natalie Dolan takes the puck up to Sue. Trying to find, again, a streaking Goldmeyer. So Miami has adopted a strategy here on the breakout. Try to put somebody behind. Easy to break through that defense if they're behind you. Les Carbeau sends it in off a stick. Cogswell's going to chase it down. Aggressive defense. Alicia Smuck at home on defense, as she has been until recently. Able to stand in for Cogswell right now. As McKendree's back on the attack. McMahon trying to take it away from her opposite number, and Peridot brings it to the net but can't get a shot away as it's knocked away by the stick of Napolitano. Smuck turns on the Jets, tries to chase it down and nearly does. Either way, she gets some pressure going, gives Miami time for a line change. Final minute of play in the first period. Napolitano bobbled it at the blue line, sent it back the other way. McKendree controls in their zone. Now the breakout. Intercepted by Smith. And taken back immediately by Essex. Essex cross feed. And getting a shot away there was Binning, but blocked on the way in. Binning. Across. Topfer sent it to the net. It didn't get on. Essex in the corner. Topfer again. Partially knocked away by McGurn, but Binning got there anyway. She fires a shot after cutting in. Swallowed up by Gonzalez. Well, 18 seconds left in the period, so 1-0. McKendree. Miami looking to find ways through this defense. Nothing going so far, but they've gotten close a few times. Very similar to the Adrian game in that regard. Sharp angle shot. Went wide of Gonzalez. Taken down there, trying to find a shot attempt was McKendree. They can't get there. Last shot attempt there. Sent on net, trying to get a tip on that was Barron, but she ended up stopping the puck instead. So Miami escapes that with a 1-0 deficit at the end of one. So when we come back for period number 2, Miami down 1-0, playing well. And they'll try to strike back at McKendree when we come back for period number 2. We draw near to the opening of period number 2, where Miami currently down to McKendree, 1-0. Women's team with their final game of the fall semester. When they return in January, it'll already be almost time for senior night. 2 games that weekend, January 30th and 31st, facing off against Lindenwood. The 31st will be senior night. And then 1 more home game against Michigan Dearborn on February 6th. And that will be it for the women's team at home. Playing 1 more time against Michigan Dearborn on the 7th. And that's it for their regular season. So, after this one, only 3 home games remain. Only 4 games at all remain in the regular season. So Miami getting some chances in that first period. We'll have to see if they can find another gear in this second to break through. Maya Gonzalez turning to her net. McKenna Collins already in hers. Schwarzer, McGurn, Smith, Cogswell, and Siebert will kick us off for the start of period number 2. Opening face-off goes to the purple. Cogswell backhand, almost a miscommunication there. Is almost getting a chance there in front on a turnover was Lacqua, but wasn't able to get a handle on it. Early break for Miami. Puck goes out in front. Siebert clears it away. Battle in the corner. Up for Smith. Tried to find McGurn. Couldn't get a pass away. Schwarzer chips it off the wall. Up ahead for McGurn. 1-on-1. Katie McGurn making some room. She fires. Scores! The captain delivers! We're tied! 45 seconds in! Talk about a response! 45 seconds into period number 2. Katie McGurn gets a feed 1-on-1 right into the slot and roofs that to get this game even. Sent down the length of the ice, and it's going to be icing against McKendree. So Miami's going to get a chance here to go right back to work. Off the face-off. Gets to Heinig. Tries to put it in opposite side. McKendree's going to take it out. The other way, Binning. Down for Gorgievska Sharp. Taken away by the Redhawks. Now Mandy Cronin up the center. Mandy Cronin, she's got some speed. Has it knocked away there by Essex. Almost a break there for Gorgievska Sharp. Varallo and Napolitano coming in at the 11th hour. A shot trying to go on net just wide of Gonzalez. Out in front, centering feed. Stopped by Gonzalez. McKendree holds on to it. Taken away by Lorelli. Up with speed. She was trying to find Cronin, but Cronin wasn't available for her. So they go off. Third line out there all together now. Dolan, Sue, Goldmeyer. Dolan with some good forechecking there. Gets down to Sue. Turnover there. Jeffers gets it back. Napolitano chases it down. Left off for Dolan. Back to Napolitano. Up for Sue. Got past her stick. Shot in on net. Glove down by Gonzalez. And she'll hold on to it. So, whole new life breathed into Miami off that Katie McKendree goal. Gets this game back, knotted up at even. Natalie Dolan on the draw. Sue crashes the dot off of it. Got the puck initially. She gets it back now. Out of neutral ice, she tries to keep it going. Painter comes out with it. Gets to Cogswell. Up for Sue. Sue up the middle, some fancy hands. Sends it in and goes for a change. McMahon, Lescarbeau, and Smuck spill over the boards as McKendree works towards a counter. Delayed offside for McKendree, so Miami has time in excess to get it going. Lescarbeau. Long-range shot. Easy save there by Collins. McKendree a quick counter. Delayed offsides for Miami now, so they got to touch up. Now Soler and Lonergan. Up the other way, McKendree trying to do a quick breakout. Imperador backhands it on net. Easily swallowed up there by Gonzalez, and we will get another stoppage. 16-14 remaining in period number 2. As the scoring line gets back out there. Hopefully they've got more in store for us. McGurn sends it in. Schwarzer in the neutral zone, backhands it. It's all the way back at the blue line for Lonergan. Up for Schwarzer. One touch to McGurn. Shovels that in. Smith came out with it initially, had it knocked away from her though. Back out to center. Miami's got to touch up. Defense are going to take this opportunity to do a change. Twins out there now. Down to Napolitano. She stops up at the blue line. Is able to throw it right back up to the red. And now Brown sends it in. Miami's had all the possession. A 2-on-1 developing now. Smith with McGurn. Across for McGurn. She couldn't settle it on the backhand. Unfortunately, Smith and McGurn both right-handed shots, so when they're on a 2-on-1. And speaking of which, a 2-on-1 now for McKendree. Bidding's a shot, glove down by Gonzalez. Great save there by Maya Gonzalez, keeping this a 1-1 game. So I had been saying when McGurn and Smith together on a 2-on-1, both being righties, one of them is going to be on their backhand, and unfortunately, it was the recipient of the pass, Katie McGurn, unable to settle that one down. Forced to be a saucer pass to get over the defenseman's stick. And again, bad puck luck rearing its head. It wasn't to be. Sent all the way down by McKendree into their own zone. Mandy Cronin turning on the Jets. She's going to be the first to get there. Oh, and she blows a tire right in the corner. Mandy Cronin slow to get up. She's going to go straight to the bench. With a smile on her face, though, so hopefully she's all right. Taken away by Lila Sue. She's got some room. 1-on-1 again. Sue pokes it through the defenseman. She's thrown down. No call there. Cogswell gloving it down at the blue line. Miami continues chipping away. McKendree nearly turned over to Sue again. They get a breakout, but Cogswell's going to collect it. Cogswell to Siebert. Up for Sue. This defensive pair for McKendree still stuck out there. Lila Sue gets a shot on net. Sticked aside by Collins. Lorelli finally going to get off. She gets her opportunity. Same with Siebert. Remember, this is the long change, so players are going to be out there longer than normal. Lonergan sends it back in. Long feed to Jeffers. Taken away by Natalie Dolan. Back into the zone. Pressure is all Red Hawks right now. Shot down by Goldmeyer. Shot blocker saved. The pre-round is loose out in front. Gets back to Soler. She puts it back on net. It goes wide. Soler tumbling down in the process. She's slow to get up. Centering feed intended for Goldmeyer. Gets all the way out to Lonergan. Stick goes flying out of the hands of Koski. I'm not sure what happened there. Meanwhile, the puck goes through the blue paint. And speaking of paint, it's Painter. Sending it out intended for Koski. Would have been a great set play as she was right there to get her stick. But intercepted by Lonergan. Almost a breakaway. Another great play by the stick of Lonergan. Deflecting that puck away from a clean breakaway pass. Painter for Koski. Cutting the blue paint. She scores. Julia Koski breaks the tie. McKendree back on top. Well, just a matter there of good skill there by Julia Koski from around the net. Cuts right out in front into that low slot. Not all the time in the world to rip that far corner. Not really any chance for Gonzalez to stop that, barring a miracle. So, we play on now with 12:22 to go here. McKendree trying to go back on the attack. Painter will pick up the assist on that. A good shift there. Out in front. Good sticks there by Napolitano and Schwarzer to knock it away. Intended for Katie McGurn. She didn't see it, so it stays in. McKendree firing back with a lot of pressure of their own. DeFoss keeps it in. Lacqua. DeFoss. Centering feed. Schwarzer intercepts. Passed up for Smith, intercepted. More pressure for the Bearcats. Out to McGurn, goes off her stick, so she's forced to chip it right back in. Ferrallo playing defense out in front, a shot just wide of the net. Oh, a golden opportunity there for the Bearcats. Binning sent it wide. Out to the D zone, and she scores! Screened out in front, Gonzalez was down. And two quick goals for the Bearcats. Allison Hashka. Now 3-1 McKendree. Miami with a quick counter early, but McKendree answering back twice as much. 3-1 Bearcats. 11:18 to go in period number 2. Siebert up to Lorelli. Around the boards, Heinig's going to chase that down. Cogswell sent it in. Opposite corner, Lorelli picks it up. She's hauled down. It looks like, I'm not sure who's going to take that penalty. I guess Miami. Or not. Hooking call going to McKendree. Miami's going to get their first look on a power play. Either team's going to get a first look at a power play. Barron headed to the box for hooking. Miami a chance to get back within one. Power play has been struggling of late. It's been weeks since the power play has scored a goal. And unfortunately, that's not an exaggeration. It has literally been weeks. Quick clear by McKendree. Up for Cogswell. So Cogswell and Siebert back on defense. Just a standard first line look here for Miami. Not trying to overcomplicate it. Oftentimes, when you've got a special teams unit struggling, going back to the basics can help. So a standard deployment here of the first line with Cogswell and Siebert. Great choices for a power play as it is. Smith can't stay on her skates as a rush chance almost developed there. Koski, one of the goal scorers, takes it away, backhands it along. All the way down, Cogswell's got to chase it down. Also, no shame for not scoring here on the power plays. But again, McKendree's defense is among the top in the country. So it's sent in by Miami, and miscommunication leads to an icing. So, minute 2's ticked off the power play clock. Nothing for Miami yet. Some great defensive work by McKendree. Zoning them out, clearing the puck. First unit still out there. Smith has it knocked away off the faceoff win. Down to Cogswell. Up for McGurn. Down to Cogswell again. McGurn forced to get it across to Siebert. Miami still hasn't broken it out of their zone. Up ahead for Schwarzer. 2-on-1 developing here with McGurn. Schwarzer fires and a block. Good block there by DeFoss. Another good chance there for Miami. And Lorelli's going to be offside. Well, Lorelli's going to take it offside. Schwarzer was the one that was already in. It's 24 seconds left now in the power play. Second unit out there now. Dolan, Sue, Lorelli, Soler, and Lonergan on defense. Lorelli will take the draw. And she'll win it. Lonergan sends it in. McKendree, a clearing attempt. Glove down by Dolan to her skates. Back to Soler. Drags, fires. Deflected by the stick of Brown. Lila Sue fighting for it, taken away by Shoemaker. Gonna delay as long as she can, and that's gonna do it. So, a clean kill. And too many men call. A miscommunication sends McKendree right back to the penalty box. Kirsten Barron came out of the box. The puck was right in her skates. She made a play on it. McKendree bench jumped the gun, sent somebody out anyway. And that makes 6. And that makes a penalty. So, lucky break for Miami as they get to try again immediately on the power play. Lila Sue controls. Back for Lonergan. Down for Sue again. Past her stick and cleared away by McKendree. Played by Gonzalez. Right to Lonergan. Good reversal there by Lonergan. Gets the cheers from her bench. Clearing attempt by McKendree. Squeaks through Sue. Back out to Soler. Backhanded to Sue again. Through the Miami M in the center. Oh, a drop pass turned over. Natalie Dolan and Lorelli working overtime to get that back, though. Lila Sue still has possession. Cogswell out there now. Lila Sue turned and fired. That was deflected by a stick into the corner. Dolan maintains possession, gets it back to Sue. Almost intercepted there. Held in by Cogswell. Now McKendree's going to lock it up against the wall and kill time that way. No puck movement so far. 10 seconds tick off, and it goes out to McKendree. Almost a clear. Great stick there by Lorelli. Continuing to fight for it. Brown gets away with it, and then it's cleared away by McKendree. 35 seconds left on this second power play. 7:25 to go in period number 2. Stretch pass to Schwarzer. First unit back out there. 30 seconds left. Schwarzer. 2 bodies fall for McKendree. Schwarzer tried to send it out for Smith. Deflected away by DeFoss. Great penalty kills for DeFoss. Cogswell to McGurn. Back for Cogswell. 13 seconds left. Cogswell moving in, firing, blocked. Rebound out to McGurn. Puts it on, another block. Sent to the wall. Siebert, 5 seconds left. Sent it on. And holding on is Collins. Well, this power play, while barring a quick goal off the face-off, is again not going to be successful, has been significantly better. This power play generated pressure, generated chances, put pucks to the net. And another great penalty kill by McKendree is going to make Miami 0 for 2, but they have nothing to be disappointed for in that penalty, or that power play, excuse me. Up the other way, though, Binning, a breakaway. Binning fires, and a blocker save by Gonzalez. McKendree controls. Behind the net, sent to the point. DeFoss, excellent player in those 2 penalty kills. Sent out in front, Essex couldn't get a shot away. Binning sent it down. Miami tries to get it clear, and they will. And it's going to go down the length, but on net, so no icing. Smith is going to crash in and force a cover by Collins to get Miami an offensive zone draw. 6:06 left in period number 2 now. Miami down by 2, but looking good. Smuck, McMahon, Les Carbeau on attack. The Twins on defense. Varallo and Napolitano. Napolitano gets it off the faceoff. Sends it in around the boards. Smuck is there. Lost that to Burnden. And now McKendree starts their breakout. Missed pass as Miami tries to get it back in. And Les Carbeau will. But right back into McKendree's hands. Up the other way now. Barron. Cross intended for Barnden. She'll get it going. Chipped away. Les Carbeau trying to streak free, but a pass can't get to her. Up the other way. A shot on net. Pad save by Gonzalez. Sent all the way out to the point. Almost picking that away was Les Carbeau. She is knocking on the door multiple times tonight. Just 2 in a row in this shift alone. Les Carbeau has it now. Up for Heinig. Heinig has room. Fires! And it's a save. Out the other way. Varallo has it. Narrowly getting there in time to avoid a breakaway off a line change. Again, the long change in period number 2, if you don't know, with benches facing the opposite end on either side, it's tough to get a line change in the second period for either team, and it can cause rush chances the other way. Lorelli puts one on net, blockered away by Collins. Miami continues to chip away a fantastic period so far, despite the 2 goals against. DeFoss controls. Sent up the other way for Lacqua. She'll dump it in. Imperado's going to chase it as they go for a change. Sent around for McGurn. One-touch backhand feed for Lorelli taken away by Shoemaker. Shoemaker's in. She elects to pass instead of shoot. Koski into the boards by Heinig. Koski has it. Out in front, a save by Gonzalez. Koski going to the low slot yet again, crashing that net. She's good at it. She's got a goal because of it. Held in barely by McKendree. Heinig kicks it out. Lorelli, a backhand feed. The bodies are tired, so nobody can chase. First line back out there, and a breakaway nearly developing. The pass was too slow, and Siebert and Cogswell will get back in time. Another close call on the line change. Out to center. Haley controls, stripped away by Schwarzer. Not going to be able to get on in time as it gets to Collins first. Another close call. Nearly a chance for Miami. Puck luck again, just not going their way right now. 2:59 remaining in period number 2. Well past the halfway mark at this point. McGurn will take the draw. Clean win to Schwarzer. Back for Siebert. Cross for Cogswell. Taken away by McKendree. Up the other way. Gorgievska Sharp might have almost had a good breakaway there, but Good work by Siebert to intercept it with the stick. A feed intended for McGurn, who was behind the defense. Miami sending one back. And a couple of times it's almost worked. McGurn's looking for it again. Cogswell sends it across for Smith instead. A 2-on-1 again. Barely onside is McGurn. A feed. Gets out in front off a skate. And covered up by Collins. Miami continuing to get rush chances. Continuing to get broken up by puck luck. Good defense. Or something similar. Dolan out there now with Goldmeyer and Sue. Lila Sue's had herself a good game. Gets back for Napolitano. Past her. Now a 2-on-1 developing for McKendree. Up the other way. Shot. And swallowed up by Gonzalez. Maya Gonzalez continues to stand tall in this game, keeping Miami in it. McKendree wins the draw cleanly. Alfred Jeffers offers skate. Back to Brown, but forced to get out of the zone. Sent right back in on net. Gonzalez is going to cover. Minute 52 now. Still 3-1 McKendree if you're just joining us. Dolan at the draw against Imperador. McKendree ends up coming out with it as it's sent behind the net. Lila Sue almost picking that off. Down for Napolitano instead. Reversed up the wall to Sue. Drop back down, McKendree with some pressure. 90 seconds left. Frankie Varallo trying to get it clear. Sent right back in by McKendree. Lila Sue trying to chip it out. Doesn't get all the way there. Fancy move there by Imperador. Overskated the puck. Out to Goldmeyer, and there's another penalty coming to McKendree. As Lila Sue was hit along the wall. So, albeit abbreviated by the end of the period, Miami's going to get a third look at the power play as the captain, Lacqua, goes to the box for a body check. Top line, top D pair out there again. McGurn taking the center draw instead of Schwarzer. Those two have gone back and forth the past couple days for who on their line is the center. This time it's McGurn. Siebert controls. Looking down for McGurn. Onto a McKendree stick, though, but they get it right back. Smith falls down. So back for McGurn. All the way back for Siebert. Dragging and firing. High stick, so Miami gets the touch up, but Schwarzer's forced to just backhand that back into the zone. Schwarzer picks it up. Tried to get it past Smith. Forced to reverse instead. Back out for Siebert, gets past her. Throws it back in. Intercepted by McKendree, taken back by McGurn. Back for Siebert once again. Dancing at the line, down for McGurn. 17 seconds. Across, looking for Schwarzer, intercepted by the stick of Brown. Back to Cogswell, across for Siebert. She kicks it to herself. Firing, blocked by a skate again. Final 10 seconds. Cogswell a drive, another block, and cleared by McKendree. And that's going to do it for period number 2. Miami with chances on the power play in the past 2, but the Bearcats' stalwart defense holds strong. So when we come back for period number 3, Katie McGurn with a goal to tie it up early, but McKendree answers right back, times 2. 3-1 McKendree when we come back for the third period. Time ticking down in the second intermission as both teams are preparing to return to the ice. The final regulation period of the fall semester for the Redhawks. So, when we start the third period, Miami will have 57 seconds of power play time to work with. It was a good start for them, although power plays are pretty notorious for being tough to convert on when they're split by a period. Gives you less time to set up, gives you less time to do what you want. A lot of power plays score based off the pressure they apply, and when that is split, almost literally in half is this one. As sticks go falling down, I believe out in front of the McKendree locker room for the second time tonight. Oops. When it's split in half like that, you just don't have the time that you want or need to work with to convert. So, either way, 57 seconds of power play time is better than 0. And we will have to see whether McKendree's ironclad defense holds strong or whether Miami is able to break through for a second time. Top unit out there for Miami to start the period. McGurn with Schwarzer and Smith. Siebert and Cogswell on defense. Barron will take the center draw for McKendree. Joined by Cambitz, Cloutier, and Brown. They'll control off the draw, send it right into Miami's zone, slowed up by Siebert. Battle for the puck in the neutral zone. Won by Cambitz. Cambitz is moving in. She's got some room. Miami gets some sticks in to intercept her. And she's going to kill time on the wall. Puck is jostled free by McGurn. Up ahead for Smith. Smith stops up. Cogswell a drive. That's a powerful shot. Just wide of the net. McGurn for Siebert. Down for Smith. Goes around the net. 10 seconds left in the power play. And Lockwell will be free. Sent out to center. Miami going to get one last zone entry out of this power play. And that'll do it. McKendree left it off at the goal line. Bottom zone's still wet from the Zamboni, so the puck is going to stick a little bit down there for the first couple minutes. Taken to the wall there with no call was Lorelli. Either way, we play on. Out to center, Lonergan. For Lorelli, to Heinig. Zone entry. Drop for Lorelli. Firing a shot, glove down by Collins. 89 seconds already passed by in this third period. Miami with a couple of chances off the heels of that power play ending. So Miami now 0 for 3 on the night, though despite Miami's power play really struggling of late, those past two power plays looked really good. And if that's a sign of things to come, I think Miami's happy with it. Koski couldn't clear it out for Heinig. She's got some room. Backhanded on net. It's swallowed up by Collins. Oh, Emma Heinig. Another big chance for her. She's gotten a few already tonight. Miami continues to try to chip away. Keep the pressure up. Second line out there with Lorelli, Heinig, and Cronin. Soler and Lonergan on defense. Soler controls. Sent it towards the net, intercepted, and taken up the other way by the Bearcats. Gorgievska Sharp on the attack, loses that to Lonergan, who in turn loses it again. Essex. Gorgievski Sharp tried to center that out in front, and it was cleared away by the Redhawks. No icing, so they're going to go for a full change. Sent in on Gonzalez, and Essex chases down the play. Gorgetsky sharp. Puck is loose. Sent back to Hashka. Puts it right back in onto the stick of Gorgevska Sharp. Gorgevska Sharp is in. Tried to backhand that, blocked by Goldmeyer. Up the other way for Lila Sue, trying to go on the break, and it's a tripping call. So a 2-on-1 instead developing with Goldmeyer and Dolan. Goldmeyer to Dolan, a one-timer attempt. She couldn't get a stick on it. And that's going to be another power play for Miami. So a fourth opportunity here to get back within one. Lila Sue was going to have a breakaway. And honestly, if you're McKendree, you take this because their penalty kill, 3 for 3 so far. Take those chances over a breakaway. So Hashka going to the box for a trip. Penalty kill defense is eating up the ice below the net as Schwarzer comes out with it off the draw, but can't get a shot away. Trying to eat up the ice a little bit to prevent it from sticking down there. Of course, to their benefit. Cogswell to Siebert. Through center ice. Siebert puts on a little speed. Below the net, taken by McGurn. Up the wall to Cogswell. Back down for McGurn. Chipped up for Siebert, a quick shot, blocked. Sent away by a McKendree skate. Siebert to Cogswell. Throws it up for Schwarzer. Schwarzer off the wall, trying to get it to herself. Barron's going to eat it along the wall. And sent out the other way and cleared by McKendree. McKendree really good at throwing it along the wall and trying to dig that puck away. A successful strategy employed by the back-to-back Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers as well. Cogswell sends it in off the red line. Not far as she wanted to before it's cleared right away by McKendree. 45 seconds left in the power play. Pass intended for Dolan, got past her, so Koski's going to take it. Dolan's going to crash it, though, and try to take it right back. Gets down for Lonergan. Lonergan up ahead to Sue. Lila Sue left it off for Soler. Soler back for Dolan. Oh, and a probably ill-advised backhand pass. She could have shot there. She had a lane. As Lorelli gets in front, fires a shot deflected on net and stopped. Back out to the point. Lonergan. Down for Soler. She can't handle it cleanly. Down to Sue, back to Soler. She falls down. That's another trip. So for 3 seconds, 5-on-3 for Miami. At least enough to set up a play if they win the face-off. McKendree playing with fire here. Regardless of how good your penalty kill or bad the power play of the other team is, you're continuing to invite opportunities and pressure. You're continuing to tire your bodies. And at some point, something's got to give. So back to 5-on-4. Lockwood from the bench. So Koski in the box for tripping. Shot score! Brittany Kambitz makes it 4-1, short-handed. Sharp angle shot, just buried it. Oh, unfortunate series of events there. There was it was an aggressive penalty kill by McKendree. They had two, so Soler didn't really have a choice but to let her go up the sharp side. She found her shot, sent it right over Gonzalez's shoulder. That's a tough goal to give up for Miami, who had been pushing so hard to get back into this, and so many power play opportunities, nothing having come of it yet, despite their efforts. Siebert up the other way. Schwarzer back to Siebert. Crossing the line, putting it in. She'll chase before returning back. Schwarzer comes out with it, sends it back to Cogswell. Cogswell to Siebert. She has to kick it to herself, and it's sent away by McKendree. Cleared by Barron. Minute left in the power play. 14:05 left in period number 3. Cogswell up ahead for Schwarzer. And McGurn was offside. 45 seconds will remain in this power play. Second unit heading back out there. Miami crowd urging their team on. Off the draw, Heinig has it and sends it in. Haley's the first to get there, but Cronin intercepts. Down for Lorelli. She tries to drag and fire, intercepted by some McKendree sticks. McKendree's watertight defense rearing its head yet again. Unable to clear. Soler has it. Down to Heinig. Heinig sends it through the blue paint. Nobody was there. Lonergan fires it. Blocked. Gonzalez calling out 10 seconds. Cronin is in. She couldn't get a shot away. She fanned on it. Might have had to stick intercepted a little bit. Lacqua up the other way. Spinorama. Bodied up by her opposite number in Lonergan, so she couldn't do anything with the Spinorama, but it does get offensive pressure. So that does it for the power play. Now 0 for 5 on the night. Miami again in the doldrums of power play woes. But again, it hasn't been looking bad tonight. Just hasn't been able to convert with a really, really, really good defensive penalty kill of McKendree. 12:35 remaining in regulation. Koski up ahead for Cambits, the most recent goal scorer, gets stuck in the skates of Napolitano, and Gonzalez is forced to cover that one up. Crisis averted there, as Miami is 12:26 to try to get 3. Puck is loose off the draw. Stick's tied up in it. Napolitano will be the first to touch up. Napolitano behind her own net, stripped away there. Binning. McKendree gets their attack set up. Gorgievska sharp. Leaves that one off, gets back to Topfer. Just barely holding the lines off her. Lescarbeau overskated it. Gorgievska sharp. Lost that again to Lescarbeau, who's able to chip it off the wall to herself and out of the zone. Lescarbeau, a workhorse out there. Ooh, pushed into the wall there was Lescarbeau, and the retaliation shot is going to get a penalty. Not a great move there by Lescarbeau. I understand that she took a shot, but you can't retaliate. They're going to catch the second one. They don't catch the first. So Lescarbeau is going to go for a cross check. Understandably frustrated, but the old adage in ice hockey, they don't see the first one, they always see the retaliation. That rings true here. So Miami's first look at a penalty kill. McKendree's first at a power play of the night. So it gets back to Jeffers at the point. Shoemaker. Barnden. Stops at the line, turns and puts that back in. Back to Shoemaker. Barnden again, firing a shot. Making a stop there was Gonzalez. Sent out. Out of play off that save. Out on the penalty kill, Dolan, Sue, Siebert, and Cogswell. Dolan and Sue with an incredible penalty kill against Adrian yesterday. Jeffers. Moving in, drops off for Shoemaker. Back for Jeffers. She had a clean shot, but she had to collect the puck. Couldn't get it out in time. Shoemaker holds the line. Cross for Jeffers again. Puts it down. Back to the point. Shoemaker. Cross again. Sent on net. And Gonzalez has it. The puck goes loose, but whistle fortuitously goes for Miami. Second unit heading out here for both sides. Imperador, Binning, Gorgetska, Sharp, Essex, and Topfer for the Bearcats. For Miami, McMahon, Smuck, Lonergan, Soler. Speaking of Soler, she gets it off the draw, tries to clear it, held in by Topfer. Cross for Essex, a fancy move there, stopping up. Down for Gorgetska, Sharp. Topfer. Binning. Gorgetska, Sharp. Down low. Gorgetska, Sharp has it again. 45 seconds left in the kill. Topfer. Moving in. Centering feed. Scores. It's another one for Imperador. And on their first chance of the night, McKendree capitalizes on the power play. 5-1. 10:03 to go. Period number 3. And unfortunately, an ill-timed penalty for Miami delivers what might be the dagger in this game. Koski and Lockwood are going to switch wings on this draw. As they get it up ahead on the attack. Lockwood chases it down. Lonergan takes it away. Sends it out of reach of Lockwood, trying to take it back. Koski for Lockwood. One-timer attempt, fanned on it. Cronin up for Lorelli. Lorelli driving the attack. Sends it on net. Turned aside by Collins. Out in front, trying to get a wraparound was Heinig, but she couldn't get a handle on the puck. So McKendree back the other way. Cloutier has it poke checked away from her reach. Cronin sends it the other way into the body of DeFoss, so she gets an easy possession. Heinig applying pressure. Almost managing to strip that away from. But it's thrown in by Miami. McKendree looking to break out again. Deflected off the shin pad of Smith. Schwarzer on the attack. Loses that to DeFoss. She'll send it to the wall. And the breakout starts for McKendree. Barnden. Shot, glove save, a little bit of flair by Gonzalez. .8:39 left now, still 5-1 McKendree. Dolan, Goldmeyer, Sue. Siebert and Cogswell are out for Miami. Gorgetska, Sharp out with Essex. Binning. Hunt. And Topfer. Dolan takes it in, but offside as it was a little bit past her. Now up the other way, Essex for Gorgetska, Sharp. Trying to get it to the net. Essex was right out in front. Back and across, Topfer puts one on, easy save by Gonzalez. Dolan trying to knock it away. Miami trying to get it clear. Topfer holds the line. Kira Hunt, a new defensive partner for Topfer in this game. Send out in front, the puck is loose. Gonzalez gets the trapper down. Puck was bobbling right out in front. McKendree continues banging away out in front. And looks like we're all good as we had a brief stop there as Gonzalez was down, but she seems all right. Down on a knee anyways. McKendree defensive pair stays out of Topfer and Hunt. The other 8 bodies on the ice, however, brand new. Or rather, fresh off the bench. Not brand new. They've been playing all game. Shoemaker sends it to the net. Deflection attempt was knocked away by Miami and sent down the other way. Topfer. Up ahead. Another breakout attempt. Knocked away by Miami sticks. Chasing it down on the dump in was Koski. Looped around the boards. Back to Brown. Soler tries to take it up the other way. She loses a tire. Miami battling for it to get it back out to neutral ice. Final 7 minutes. Up ahead, Kambitz looking for 2. Big hit there by Soler. Hands stay down. And tipped on net, they score again. And that is another for Imperato. Making this a 6-1 game, tipped out in front. Imperato, the small shifty body, able to get out in front. Tipped that one right in front of Gonzalez. She had no chance on that one. So, McKendree in this third period blowing the doors off its hinges. Shot across, intercepted by Varallo. Up for Lorelli. Taken back by McKendree. Barron. Up the other way, Napolitano and Barron both go down. Cronin tries to clear it. Bounced off a stick, across to Heinig. Heinig clears it, but it's intercepted on the way to a stretch pass attempt by DeFoss. DeFoss centered it, gets it back. Down low. Kambitz. Back to the D. Shot on net. Knocked wide by some bodies. Topfer back out there on defense now. Imperato looking for yet another. Tried to get a one-timer away. Couldn't get her stick on that. Aqua to Hashka. Looking for a tip there. Goes wide of the net. Heinig sends it out. Not going to have enough for an icing. Cogswell. Pitchforks it in. Out in front for McGurn. In front again for Smith. The puck was loose out in front. Schwarzer sends it. Another one. And that's gloved down by Collins. 4:44 left. 6-1 McKendree. Top line out there for Miami. Schwarzer takes the draw, wins it right to McGurn. Across for Cogswell. Cogswell moving in. Cogswell still moving in. But the puck was stripped away by Topfer and up the other way. Ireland Murphy with a miscue on the move up, but her and Schwarzer both get back in time to prevent a break. Sent through the blue paint. And McGurn will try to counter, but stripped to the puck. It's Ireland Murphy out there again. McGurn trying to find Murphy. Another block by Essex. And a second interception by Essex there. So once again, McKendree goes the other way. Rogetska sharp. Up ahead. Binning. Drop P for Brown. Brown to Cloutier. Cloutier to Koski. Sent out in front off the stick of Gonzalez. Shot attempt off the side of the net. Down for Lonergan. Lonergan turned it over to Cloutier. McGurn trying to get it back. Out of her reach to Koski. Koski circling the net. Cloutier. Sent it towards the net. Pick up by Painter. Painter. Again reverses. Almost lost that to Smith. Painter still moving in. Firing. Blockered away by Gonzalez. McKendree really humming right now. They want more. Painter sends it to the net. Wide. Cloutier. Lonergan. Looking for Smith. Gets past her stick. It's going to go down the length for an icing. And McGurn got caught trying to make the change. They probably could have gotten away with that, honestly. The ref wasn't looking, but Sue and McGurn keep their integrity, or honesty, rather. They go back out there. McKendree, one-timer, Barron. Oh, what a save by Gonzalez! Maya Gonzalez coming across on that one-timer and sawing that right up in the chest. So, face-off draw to be taken by Dolan against Barnden. Won it back to Hoshka. Had Barnden. Cross, back for Hoshka. Miami trying to apply some pressure. Goldmeyer up the other way. Chips it in. Falling down there was Barnden. But McKendree gets the clear anyways. Solera's back with it. Fed up ahead for Dolan. Dolan backhands it in. The girls give chase. Siebert has it back. Elects to go below the net. Reverses. Harassed by Lacqua. Up looking for Goldmeyer. Got past her stick. They're going to say no icing. Collins out to play. Stretch feed for Topfer trying to catch Miami on a line change. Nothing going. Gets down to Gonzalez, and she's going to cover it up. So, 102 seconds left in the fall semester for Miami women's. Battle for the puck. Varallo comes out with it across from Napolitano. Les Carbeau. Got it and received it back. Trying to get it on the attack. Alicia Smuck sends it in and tries to chase it down. Off the wall. Gorgievska Sharp sends it out. Back for Les Carbeau. Les Carbeau receives it again and throws it in. Topfer will collect. McKendree up the other way. Benning was on the attack. She goes down. Puck is in her body. Can't pass it out. Miami wanted to call. They won't get it. Sent to the net. Gonzalez made the initial save. The puck was loose. Back to Brown. Across for Cloutier. Cloutier holds, reverses. Cross for Brown. Brown to the net. Blocked by Varallo. They keep it in. Cloutier. Shot. Save by Gonzalez. And somebody is down for McKendree and slow to get up. I'm not sure what happened. Slow to her feet, but seemingly none the worse for wear. Brittany Cambitz. She seems to be all right. Fortunate sign. Well, the good news is Cabot seems to be all right. And the bad news, well, there is no bad news. As long as the player is okay, that's what matters. Miami sends it down the length for an icing. So with 11.4 seconds, and McKendree is going to be winning this one, and they're going to be improving. 12-4. Miami down to 11-5, 1-1. Now, a rough weekend for the Red Hawks, but against two very, very tough opponents. Adrian College, another heavyweight in the women's ACHA D1. And they played well in these 3 games, despite going 0-3. May not have been successful on the score sheet, but the women's team played very, very well to end this semester. So, ladies and gentlemen, final score of tonight's game, McKendree 6, Miami 1. The one goal coming from Katie McGurn, 45 seconds into period number 2. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to us throughout this semester. I've been Coulter Pfeiffer, calling the games for you. We won't see each other for a while, but when we do, it'll be on January 30th against Lindenwood. They'll follow it up the next day, last day of January, for senior night against Lindenwood again, and then one more game on February 6th. So, 3 left to go at home for Miami, 4 left in total, but none until the spring semester. So, for those of you listening, thank you so much for taking your time to listen to it. Thank you so much for the kind words in the comments. I very much appreciate it. As long as you all enjoy it at home, that's a success for me. So, everybody listening, thank you once again. I've been Coulter Pfeiffer. For you, have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Have a Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to any of you celebrating anything else. And a Happy New Year. And we will see you in 2026.